after a couple of days going to Ashland and coming back and, you know, not being in my machine shop for a while, I kind of missed it. But so we'll just pick up where we left off. Basically, we created the circle and then put some support studs in there and welded them in place. And now I want to face the surface and then drill a hole through the center. So let's go ahead and see what we can do about doing that. Just take a skim cut right now because we don't want the bit to catch any loose edges that are gonna pop it. All right, but we got a good cut. Let's take it in just a little bit. Now we can set the power feed and just let her rip. Okay, we punched ourselves a little center hole, not a hole, but a divot, so that the drill will go in straight. Basically, here we go. I also did the other side. Well, I did the other side first, then flipped it over, and we're working from the second side here, and we're gonna just drill a hole right through the center of this. It's going to take a bit. Throw a little oil on it once in a while. We'll be getting through this any second now. Okay, maybe any minute now. And if you look at it, you can see the outside surface is a little bit lumpy, but you know, as I said before, we're going to be traveling a half an RPM, maybe 3/4 of an RPM, no, not even RPM, 3/4 of a distance around that circle in order to make our bend. So, you know, if it's out by 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, it's not going to be that big a deal. So I'm just pretty much ignoring that. Now if we get it on there and it turns out, well, it's, you know, it is going to be a big deal. There we go. We punched through. Oh no, we didn't punch through. We went too far on the ram. Alright, now let's try it again. There we go. Now we punched through. Come back. Change out the drill bit. 750 is 3/4. All right, continuing through. I had to go and check myself, so I went and got the pin and measured the pin, and sure enough, the pin's 3/4. Alright, we're almost through here. 30 seconds. There it goes. No, once again, he went too far on the ram. Alright, let's just slide this a little further in. No, we're good. Okay, so now I want to come back and chamfer that drill hole. Just hit that edge, just so when I'm handling this thing I don't cut myself. We'll come in and also chamfer the outside edge. And just because it's a little sloppy up there, I'm going to come in with my file and just kiss that top edge just to knock any sharp edges off. Yeah, looks good. We'll go ahead and go back and rotate this thing around and come back and chamfer these edges too, just to make sure that we're going to be in good shape. First we got to get it squared up. There it goes. Not perfectly square by any means, but again, we're going to make a single 3/4 of a revolution when we use this tool, so it's not real critical. All right. Now come in here and see that there's a bunch of really sharp edges right in here. I think what I'm going to do is come in with the die grinder and just kind of round off each of those edges and get those kind of cleaned up so that we don't have anything sharp to cut myself with. You can see that hole is way off as far as the plug is concerned, but as far as the circumference is, the outer circumference is concerned, that plug is right on the money. So we'll take it over and have a look and see how it's going to look in the bender. Okay, there we are in place, and rotate the piece, and it looks like it's pretty squared up. Not a problem. And you know, right now we're not going to bend any metal in there because I ran out of metal. But we'll be getting some more metal this afternoon probably, and we'll come back in and go ahead and start working that. Okay, we're going to cut the star pattern out of the strap that goes on the wood stove. And the way I did it was I put the design on both sides so I could cut from both sides. So basically we're going to come in and I got one little tooth that broke, so every time it comes around it catches. But it's not worth throwing the blade away, because it still cuts really good. It's just not on real thin metal. So Okay, we're going to come in here, and since we sawed this is pretty sharp edges right on there, and this makes contact with whoever's running the wood stove. So we're just going to come in and just kiss these edges and round them off. Not even the inside edges, because they're going to be up against the metal. Just so it has a nice smooth finish. I always go in with my fingers and just touch each edge and make sure that I've gotten all the little rough edges off. So the rough edges are cleared away so that if anybody touches this, that they don't get cut or anything like that. I need your help, John. Hi, Nick Collier here, and just in the last day or so, I've gotten 2 more orders for these little wood stoves, and I don't have any ready, so I think we should get back to the wood stove project here and get rolling on that. Basically, I'm working here with my little lids for the stoves, and I don't have any doors in them yet. So I think it's time to go ahead and start working on building the doors and getting them welded into the lids. So stick with me on that, and we'll get rolling. Okay, we're going to start out. Our stove wants to kind of sit like this. The frame's going to sit inside the stove, but then, we need to cut this hole out so that the frame can actually drop into the stoves. So I'm just going to kind of come around and mark the inside of my frame here, because I can't get to the outside, and know that my cut is going to be, I don't know, a 1/4 inch wider than that mark. And we're just kind of guessing here because it doesn't really matter too much. There's a lot of lip here that we're going to weld to. So you'll see a little bit later on that that's not going to matter too much. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the second one here because I got 2 stoves to play with. Do that. Now come in with a bit of a straight edge, and no, we can't come in with a straight edge because there's not enough room in there, but we'll just freehand it. There we go. Go ahead and freehand this other one. And again, as I said, it's not real critical because what we're going to be welding to is a 1/2 inch width on the steel here. So, all right, let's crank up our gas. And striker. Probably a good idea to turn the vent on. It's going to make a little bit of noise. Not too bad though. All right. And you can see this sheet metal is curling and pulling and warping and flipping all around. But again, you're going to be following the metal of the frame, and this will come right into place as soon as we get a few edges tapped and pulled in tight. Alright, first one. Let's go ahead and do our second one. Notice how the torch just keeps kind of skipping and hanging up. Well, the metal isn't quite warm enough. It's not exactly a warm day out today. And so the best thing to do is point the torch towards the work rather than straight up and down. You point it in this direction and it kind of pre-warms the metal as you go. And then you get a better cut. There we go. Now I got to turn my tanks off every time I finish using them because my system, even though it's a Victor, and I bought that when I was, I don't know, I might have been 18 years old. It's pretty leaky these days, so I just turned the tanks off. Alright, everything's kind of cooled off a little bit here. Let's see how we're going to fit it. Nice. Yeah, good fit. So now we'll get some kind of plug in the center here so it has something to kind of rest against. We'll drop this in upside down on top of it. And this is where our weld is going to go. So basically I'm going to take it and bring this in as tight as I can get it to each corner and tack each corner. And we can probably bring that in with a pair of vice grip clamps here. I think that's pretty much right on the money. So I'm not even thinking we're going to need to clamp that. Turn our temperature down to about a 3. Put on a little safety gear. And, oops, need a ground. Definitely need a ground. Little tack. Alright, my wire froze. There it goes. Nice. Nothing major, just enough to hold it in place and get it down where I want it to be. Yeah, we got the fourth corner in. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now it looks to me like this edge here is, see how there's a bit of a flex there. So we'll come in with the clamps, clamp it, throw a little tack on that, and just do that in all four of the center areas. One last corner here. So let's get the clamp. At this point, we can go ahead and take the door apart. Yeah, see how much flex we got there? But, you know, I just kind of clamp it down a little bit. One more side. Just come back and weld that whole bead and just weld all the way around there. Now, the reality of it is this is not welding. Basically, we're just doing filler to keep the smoke from coming back out the crack in the door. So it's really not a strength weld here. So I've got it cranked down to 3. We've barely got a flame going, but it's enough to get to bound these two metals. Okay, one more little corner here and then a couple of touch-ups and we've pretty much got it put together.